Sunday. We are back. It's another episode. Episode 21. This entire episode, I will be lifting my mask back up from sliding down my face. Just letting you guys know now, okay? But we're back. It's another episode. Happy New Year if you guys haven't seen the show already. I am Girl on Your Rocks, your host. This is Hub 17 NYC, one of my favorite places on Earth, people, on Earth. And you can have access to all of the cool things that we do here, such as photography, media, gallery space, event space, and things like that for a very great price, super great price for the year. And you guys can check it out on the website. And the website's right below us. We also have my Instagram and the Instagram of our special guest today. So definitely check out the website. On top of that, we also want you to stay tuned because we have a new show that's going to be launching next month. We're going to have different performers, songwriters, bands, all different types of people come from different parts of the country to join us on live streams as we do. We're trying to go digital, people. We got to take what we normally do here at the Hub and put it on the web for you guys. Hi. We have some viewers. How are you? I'm so happy that everyone's in. Make sure that you guys are interacting with us throughout the show. You can ask our guests questions. You can ask myself questions. You can even ask questions about Hub 17 and ask us what we do here. I am one of the resident DJs here, and I'm here all the time just doing different shows. And all different types of creative events. So if you guys are interested in anything like that, find the girl with the purple hair for sure. And today, we have a new special guest. It's your first time, right?
Yes, it is.
First timer! Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, so we actually have a beautiful piece behind us that this wonderful human being painted. Okay, people? I've watched her do some of it, and I'm very happy to have been a part of that. But, yeah, so we have Sophia Eddy here with us today.
Hey.
We are new friends, new roommates.
Yes.
And her art is just amazing.
Thank you.
In our house, all over the house, and I just fell in love with it the moment I walked into the house. That was honestly one of the reasons why I was like, oh yeah, this is it, you know?
It's very inviting.
Yeah, so her art is very out there, you know? The colors are very bright, and she has texture, and it's you can see different things. Like today, I was looking at one of your pieces, and before, when I looked at it, I didn't see it. But then earlier today, I seen like a little house in the corner. And I'm like, oh, wow. You know, so it's like every time you look at it, you find something new. So I really like that about her art. And so I'm going to let her introduce herself, of course. So, Sophia.
Yes.
How are
Thank
you?
you so much for letting me be on this show. I was super excited when you told me all about this. Yes. I feel like we bonded instantly over that. But thank you for letting me be on the show. I am Sophia, an artist, New York City artist, because I be floating around sometimes. So if
you're an artist, that's just what you have to do, right?
Exactly.
You got to get your stuff out there. So definitely moving around is, I would say, something that I would encourage.
I embrace it. I go for it. So that's where I'm at. I paint. I'm a visual artist, so I do a lot of just painting, acrylic painting, oil painting, and mixed media as well. Ooh. I'm super excited about. I've been dabbling in, some collage.
Ooh, I actually seen a little bit of it earlier, and I gotta say, she's been dabbling. But her dabbling is like advanced for most people. So
Thank you.
Definitely kudos to you for looking into new things. I think that's cool because with this whole pandemic, we all had to find something new to do, right? With all the free time we had. So
absolutely.
I definitely feel you on that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's been great being able to get out of what I've normally done sometimes from time to time. So I feel like that's really when I started picking up on doing some collage. So I'm really excited for that to be coming up in my work going forward. Awesome. And then I've got this bright piece I'm kind of showcasing here today.
Yes, this is normally in our dining room, like common space in the house, so it's very familiar to me, you guys. It's beautiful.
Thank you. It's not quite done, but I'm doing something a little fun and showing a work in progress. It is almost done. I'm just going to add, some more final touches. But I wanted to give everyone a sneak peek since the essence is there. Definitely dealing with fire and other elements as well, like really focusing on the elements and the way we're all connected to them lately.
I love it.
So.
You know what's funny? Now that you described that, I can see it.
Right.
Before, I was looking totally different. I was looking kind of like, it's kind of reminding me of like a mountainous like area, but with like a sunset, but it's dark on one end, so it's dark over here and the darkness is creeping up. I don't know, like I was it's so and that's just that, like I said before, every time you look at it, it's a different thing. So her telling me that that's the vision, I'm like, wow, you know what, I actually see that.
Right.
That's crazy.
I love that. I love hearing what people see in it. So
goodness.
Definitely that too. And water and just kind of tricking our mind in like, am I looking at water or am I looking at a rock that's blue, or like, am I looking at mountains or am I looking at waves?
Yeah.
So a lot of my work does that because I feel like that's what nature's about,
Absolutely. And are you originally from New York?
So no, I was born down around here in Stony Brook, Long Island, actually. So my parents are from the city. They're from the Bronx. My dad's from the Bronx.
My mom's from the Bronx.
Brooklyn.
Shout out to the Bronx.
Shout out to the Bronx. I lived there for a few years. I lived in the South Bronx, Melrose. So. Yeah, and then I mainly grew up state though, so that's why I've had a lot of time in nature. My parents, when I was little, they moved upstate, so that's definitely influenced my work a lot too. I've just been around nature a lot, and that's been a great just way to escape. Even now when I'm in the city, I'm always finding places.
Yeah, no, her Instagram is fire. I'm always like, this is the city, where can I find this place?
Yeah, I'm good about like finding.
We have a new comment. Hi. Hello, Sophia. You are a great artist.
Thank you.
Shout out to
that's
you.
Family.
Hi, Roman.
I believe, that's family.
Thank you for tuning in. Everybody who's tuning in, if you have any questions for Sophia, you can
Now's the time.
Oh, right ahead. Ask her as many questions as you want. You can come in and say hi. You can leave us a waving emoji if you want. We're going to be here until about 8 o'clock, so you guys can come on in and ask some questions. We're going to be kicking it. So I really want to get into, I always want to dive into the origins of the art, right? So when was the first time you picked up a crayon? No. But when did you really start to, dive into your work and say, like, this is what I want to do. I want to be an artist. It goes from doing art to wanting to be an artist. So when was that shift for you?
Yeah. So I have always been doing art, and I've always been, I remember even in kindergarten when we had coloring, I took that way too seriously. I used every single color in there, and I was doing designs within the coloring book. So I've always done that. Okay. But in terms of when I really started taking myself seriously, because that's kind of a different thing. Yeah. It's like I was taking art seriously, but I started taking that seriously for myself definitely in late high school. I wasn't really able to take any art classes because I was doing band and chorus and all that stuff at that time.
I was in band too.
Right?
Okay.
DJ vibes. So
DJ vibes. It started.
Did you play an instrument or just sing?
I did singing. I was an alto. Ooh, and we did a Justin Timberlake medley and we did a Bruno Mars medley. Killed it.
That's what?
Sorry.
Hi, thank you.
Yes. Look at the love in the building.
Teacher.
Kenny, do you see the love right now? It's crazy. Yeah, shout outs to Kenny, our producer to the show. Yeah. Also owner of Hub 17. He is awesome. He's like my mentor. Go to him for advice, media, just learning, everything. He is giving us opportunities to put ourselves out there. I'm a DJ here, and now I'm hosting shows. So you guys have these opportunities too. And it's awesome that I get to be able to bring my friends in and have them share their work. So if you are someone who's interested in doing things like that, make sure you come down here. We got time. We got slots open. Come down here. Get your creative on. We encourage it. Yes, for sure. Right? Like, we literally live across the street.
Yeah, I'm going to be here a lot.
Yeah, so it's really dope. And I like she said, we instantly clicked. Yes. I feel like, what is your I guess, ritual for painting? Because I feel all of your paintings look so different. So I'm wondering, what is the setting, your preferred setting at least?
Okay. So I do love to paint outside. So in the summertime and when it's warm, I'm definitely outside painting. I've done a lot of painting around the city, and when I was in the Bronx, I would paint a lot outside there. So that's always fun because I just like being outside, and I have to be in a place where I like being there. I do need to, be usually like these days I'll light a candle.
Yeah.
I am very I like to get in the mood and very intentional.
Zen out,
say affirmations to myself to not take things too seriously.
Absolutely.
So that, maybe I'm not making a masterpiece, even though I am.
Right. But no, for real.
Right?
You have to calm yourself down, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%.
So I get in that type of mindset. So whether it's outside, but inside, definitely with the candles, a little incense, and I just go. Music. Music is huge.
Yeah, definitely.
The right playlist. So. Sometimes Eddie, my partner, shout out to Eddie.
Shout out to Eddie.
Okay. He loves to come up with great playlists that I'm not always thinking about making.
Because it even helps with just the flow of, just your arm. Just you're just moving with it.
You get in the groove, you start dancing.
Maybe if you're listening to some gangster rap, you got a whole lot of red on one side and you're just I'm angry, I want to get this out.
Yeah.
So I love that. I love that.
Music to your mood.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah.
I want to get into that.
It's
and
good for everyone.
Are you spiritual? Are you very in tune?
Lately, I've been getting a lot more in tune with my my indigenous spirituality and what's to us. So that's helped a lot because that's allowed me to. I don't know. It just helps.
Yeah, definitely. Just clear out your mind.
I do a lot of that. And lately I've been trying to cover those themes and being more personal in my work as well. I find nature very personal to me, but I want to bring in more about who I am and my stories and things like my spirituality in there.
Definitely.
Oh, my sister.
Ooh, okay, here we go. Hey, sis.
So she's asking me all the time.
I love it. How does your art relate to colonization and imperialism?
Yeah.
I love it. Let's go.
I love that she asked me this.
These are topics I'm talking about in your classes. Okay. So, let's get into it.
So she knows that some of my work does cover this, for sure. I did a series called La Tierra, and it was focusing on, the Caribbean, specifically Puerto Rico, since it's still occupied by the United States. Absolutely. And, a lot of my family is from Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. So I did a few pieces on that, a piece called El Fanguito. It was a town in Puerto Rico that was basically destroyed to build hotels on that land. So intense stuff. So some of my work does cover that while bringing a nature component to it. So it's maybe some of the more haunting or eerie images do have very deep energies associated with it. And a lot of people do pick up on it, especially a lot of people from the Caribbean. They're wow, that looks very much like this place and I'm just and we have really cool
This is what I wanted you to get out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of it definitely does cover that. And, thinking about the land,
It's okay.
The land and our relationship to it, not just on the ways we get to enjoy it, but there was a piece called La Tierra No Miente, which was the land doesn't lie. So it's the truth is in the land, it's in the soil, things remember, people remember. So yeah. Good question,
deep.
Felicia.
That's deep. Yeah. I love that.
Thank you.
Okay. And so when you create these, we got another one here. What is one of your favorite art pieces? If I can answer this question, this would definitely be one of them. But it would also be, I don't know, did you name the one I was looking at earlier?
Yes. That one is about El Fanguito too.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Because that's what that house was. And then you'll see, if you go back and you check it out, you'll see some writing in it that does say I was trying to do, there's a little bit of a boardwalk and things like that. So it does have the bright colors are very tropical.
Yes,
I'm giving
tropical
That's
sun, what I got from it. Yeah.
And the colors, the turquoise and the teal in it.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's one of your favorite, right?
Yeah.
That is very similar to this in color palette.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any of your favorites in the house right now?
Yes, I do. I have,
And if it is your favorite, like, what makes it your favorite?
ooh.
Is it the process of how you were feeling when you made it? Is it what it looks like? Is it what you get from other people seeing it? Like, what makes it your favorite?
Right. I think I take all of that into account.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes my favorite is depending on the time.
Yeah.
So a lot of pieces that I'm making are almost like different time periods in my life. So there's always a favorite of that era.
Yeah.
So like the most recent in the La Tierra series I was doing, there's this piece called like Working with Ancestors, and it has it's a self-portrait of me, and
Ooh.
I was like, I don't do those all the time,
Yeah.
but I really love the way I incorporated it with the background and the story that went with it. So I think it was all those things. And then there's some other pieces that are my favorite. There is this piece called, it starts with an R. I did a lot of paintings that started with an R. It was like residue, resist. I don't know.
Something.
So one of them, and I think I love the ease. Like I painted it with ease, and it came out. I don't know. It was just like I was very intuitive with the process and loved how it came out. So
I love it. And what's your naming process for them? Like, I don't paint, you guys, but my plants, I name them after people, like, you know.
Yes.
So what's your naming process? Is it really just how you're feeling, or is it like
it
just
definitely
look at it
varies.
And
I'm trying to get better at naming my pieces. You know, I have a lot of other friends who are artists. Like, shout out to my friend Shahada. She's another artist, and I love the way she names different pieces because I feel like when the name is really memorable or interesting, or even if you don't understand it, it's adding a different layer.
Yeah.
So lately I've been trying to be a lot more intentional with that. There are some pieces, I remember I made a commission for someone, and it was kind of like, go with the flow, do what you want, but, you know, use these colors and this type of theme. And she's still asking me what the name of the piece is, and I'm like, I do not have a name for that
Stand
piece.
By? I don't know.
I was like, it's the You piece. It's named after you.
But sometimes even like untitled pieces, that's like, you know, like mystical or, you know, thrilling about it. Like,
I don't
you
do that. I will come up with a name, but I change the names of my pieces a lot, and I'll change it on my website. Like, I don't care. It's a different name now. I'm the artist. I can do it.
At least you do, because some people won't even, you know, they'll be like, oh, I'm looking for this piece. But like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. It's a new thing now.
And then I'm like, yeah, exactly.
I can't. So I also, like, we're in the middle of a pandemic, right? And what I really wanted to know on top of this was these tools, the paint, the brushes, you know, the easels, the canvases, like, how is it right now for an artist to get your tool to be able to do your art?
That's a great question. You have to be really resourceful and not get so hung up on, like, it has to be an art supply because those are expensive. And sometimes I love using expensive art materials like these R&F. I mean, not these oil pigment sticks. Those are like $30 a piece at like Blick, or I think that's like the only place I've been able to find them. But so it's expensive. I definitely this year I want to get on the grants situation. I want to get a lot more assistance with that, because I know there's a lot of opportunities for artists, whether it's for supplies or spaces, residencies. But lately, like with my latest series, the La Tierra series, that I did all in markers that I had since college.
Yeah, you were telling me that it was very simplistic.
Right, just like Crayola markers, and I mixed a lot of that in my work, and, you know, I don't feel weird about that.
Yeah. No,
some
you
people
shouldn't.
Some people are a little.
And if you see the work, you guys, you
me.
wouldn't even know that it's those things. You know,
Right.
you would just expect it to be some crazy dope paint, but I don't know. I love when you paint your pots or plants.
Yes,
we're like, ding.
Thank you.
We have to do that. We have to have like a thing. wine and paint.
Mr. Paul,
Ooh,
science teacher back in the day.
We had a nice
I made
chunky
painting.
question before, Kenny, if you don't mind pulling it back up for me. Hey, Lori.
Thank you, everyone.
Lori is a great artist, too. She customized a pair of sneakers for me. She does a lot of different work, but she is awesome. I'll definitely connect you with her. Okay, perfect. There we go. What would you want people to realize about indigenous cultures or the Caribbean islands from your art?
I'd want them to know that, like, the islands and just any culture isn't just, or the islands aren't just for tourism.
Right.
Okay. Mainly, we all want everybody to know that it's just more than the tourism.
Yeah.
And it's not just about that. And, like, while you can enjoy it, it is beautiful there, and the cultures are beautiful, and the food's delicious, and all of that. It is very personal to people. There's just a lot of history to it. There's a lot of intense and dark histories, but a lot of beautiful things. Yeah. And I think just that mainly. I show the beauty of it, but I'm not going to hide, like, parts of the truth.
Yeah, I think what it really is people either think of the tourism.
Yes.
Or the complete opposite. Famine. Poor, you know, all types of,
right, just, like,
there's no in between.
Yeah, or they're like the tourism and it's only okay in these spots, and y'all are just out
and then
there
it's like they're not interested in anything outside of there. So I think that being able to bring that out is really good because now you're making people question. And look at things in a different way.
And just, like, learn about, like, I've just been better at learning about, the histories and stories from my family. I've been trying to just learn more about that. Everyone can learn more. But
definitely.
There's a lot.
And so who have you learned a lot of your skills from? Do you have, like, someone that you've looked up to or that you've worked with and, like, collaborating with others?
I love collaborating with other artists. I feel like I definitely learn a lot from all my artist friends and just other people. I'm good at picking up inspiration from a variety of places, so I'm proud about that for myself.
That's good. Yeah. As an artist, that's really good to be able to adapt.
That's huge. Everything, like your music, your outfits, the mood, the colors, people. Yes, shout out to my parents. They're both really creative individuals. My mom makes her own cards. My dad is an artist, even though he doesn't do art now. He an artist.
Once an artist, always an artist, baby.
Yeah. So I feel like my family is very artistic, whether it's musical people or, the visual arts. My friends who are artists, artists. I definitely, I went to school.
Because it's important to surround yourself with people who are, like-minded or going to push you in the right direction.
Exactly.
I think it's really important.
Yeah, or if you create differently, like I feel like even you and I have talked so much already about different arts and creating, and like you were in videos you're in, and like when you're in one, like you bounce around and get inspired by a lot of different things, and before you know it, you're doing, like, I got this mask from, like, doing some video for somebody.
Some random thing,
so they created this mask. Yeah. I'm like, I don't even know how that happened, but it's cool.
But it's something you'll always remember. Right. And that's basically my life.
Love it.
My life is basically just going to a bunch of different places, networking with people, building relationships, and just being able to move around based off of that, Just a few weeks ago, I was telling you I did the video shoot thing with my friend. They just needed somebody, else in the background. And I was just like, in the back, doing my thing, drinking, eating, like, oh, yeah, this crack is great. So it was really dope. What would you recommend to any young people interested in pursuing a career in art? And then keep COVID in mind, too. Try and keep that in mind because,
I just have to be honest with how I feel. Let's see. So I think it is important to continue to encourage people's passions.
Yeah,
so no matter, like, the circumstance, I think that's good for young people. But, of course, you want, like, certain strategies. I got a lot of encouragement and just, like, do it and anything you want, and that was really important because that was really all I think I needed to continue doing that because I wanted to do it so badly. And, like, I did try to, like, when I was in school, I had a double major. So maybe keep that in mind. A lot of artistic people, they have a lot of different interests.
Yeah, that's
so
true. Oh, it's the worst, you guys. You
but
burn
then
yourself
you could
out.
use it in your favor and think about, like, what can I pair this with? So
Yeah.
maybe you're not just thinking about art. Maybe you also like to write or journalism or this or that as well.
Yeah.
If you need that security, and a lot of people
We
are
do.
going to feel like we need that. Like, you just, like, think of yourself as, like, a multifaceted person who
Yeah.
has many different interests that you can really, you know, use to your favor and benefit. So I think I did a lot of that as I was just, like, I see a lot of different things as an opportunity
Yeah.
as well. Lately, I've been getting into herbalism, so I view that as, like, as well as, like, I do writing as well for, like, a magazine, Blue
Yeah.
Craft magazine, and
Ooh,
art magazine.
okay.
Shout out to them. They're located in the
wow.
Bronx, so I'll plug them more
Dope,
later. But
definitely.
yeah, so I basically would just say, like, to not be discouraged and realize that if it's your passion and you do really love it, to pursue that even
It'll
when
work
things
for
are
you.
scary, because there are still a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of grants, there's scholarships, there's a lot of artists and educators and
Yeah.
people who want, there's a lot of community with artists, and they
Yeah,
don't talk about all
definitely.
the wonderful tools you do have.
Yeah.
So all that.
And one of those tools is just like Hub 17. Like, this place is somewhere that every time I bring someone down here and it's their first time, they're like, oh my God, I didn't even know this place existed. You know?
Yeah.
And we need this. We need a gallery space, a space that we can also go live now that we have to do everything digitally, you know? So I'm really happy to be able to bring you in and introduce you to everyone. And if you
Yeah.
guys want to get a good look at the painting,
I'll
just
scooch out of the
over.
way.
But I really love, so let's really dive into it. Like, there's
dive in.
so many colors going on just in this one area, you guys. Like,
I
just-
actually tried to keep this simple. Like, this was a visually simple, like, piece where I wanted it to feel mainly peaceful and uplifting. It
Yeah.
was important. And this painting I did right after I did this other painting called Living Water that I actually shout out to Danny
ooh,
and
shout out to Danny
his
Life.
wife, because they purchased that painting. But this is the painting that kind of complemented that one,
Yeah.
because that was very blue, white, and brown, and this is very, like, I want it very yellow, orange,
Yeah,
and
orangey.
blue.
Mhm.
So I wanted to keep it simple because normally I do, like, every single color. Like, there would be greens and pinks and
Yeah.
purples in here. But I was like, let's do something else. I want light to be just a big factor, as well as, like, I like moments where it turns from, like, water to, like, rocks.
Right. I like where it's 3D, where we get that texture going. So how do you do the texture? I'm like, ooh.
Which part?
Like right here.
Yes. Okay,
Right
where
here.
it's, like, heavier.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I love it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like waves almost.
Yes,
You know?
exactly. I pack on the paint sometimes, and I add a little. Lately, I've been doing oil paint with cold wax painting. I learned about that. You take, like, wax and you
Wow.
mix it with your oil paint about half and half, and it gives it, like, a really opaque look, but it thickens it, and you can use, like, a palette.
Yeah.
So I've been doing a lot of that and just playing with materials. So I did add some of that into the areas that are a little
Yeah.
thicker, especially with, like, the white. And I like it to be thicker.
Yeah. And are you a strict paintbrush only kind of girl? Or are
No.
you very whatever I can use in my area to really get the job
Yeah.
done?
I used to do, everything. I was thinking about how I used to paint more with my hands
Yeah.
without gloves, and I got scolded for that because there's a lot of bad chemicals in paint.
Yeah.
So, but that, and I like to use, like, scrapers and, like, spatulas
Yeah.
and forks and things like that. I do a lot of that when I paint on paper
Yeah.
as well, and I get into the paper and, like, I rip up the paper.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, this is
It's fun.
beautiful.
It
This is
fun.
beautiful. So
Thank
before
you.
the pandemic, were you going to art shows, galleries, and trying to go out and get that inspiration? And if
Yes,
so,
I
where are some of
was.
your favorite places? Because I need to go.
Okay, this is
I
fun.
went to
You're talking about Brooklyn, right?
Red Bull, the Red Bull Art Gallery, I think, in the
Where's that?
city. And
so many galleries.
there's like so much
here.
free.
I
Red
don't
Bull.
even. I know. Like I would go to the same one. That's what happens. Is I go to the same ones over and over again, which I'm not mad at. It's fun.
I really want to start going to more, and then the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
But I really do. Once we are able to start doing stuff, I really want to do more. I want to start going to more installations and things like that.
Yes, I used to like to go just see shows of like people I didn't even know, like just very contemporary art shows. I was excited to do that a lot. So I would always do that for every honestly, I think every week.
Wow.
But it used to be every first Thursday, Chelsea and the Lower East Side would have their like art opening, so all the galleries there. Wow. You'd have your free opening.
Just walking blocks and just going in.
Literally, and because they're all there, I would just bring a ton of friends.
Yeah, and just have a good time.
I would be like, hey, there's wine there that y'all could have, free wine, and then they would just come up because I like to just go with my friends and talk about art with people who don't consider themselves artists. Yeah. It's so fun. So I would go there a lot just to like see art from people I didn't know. And then there's the House of Mark West. Shout out to them, or Mark West Center of the Arts. I have pieces there. I've had a lot of art shows there. It's a wonderful community Black-owned gallery that's now in Brooklyn. Wow. So that's a good spot. I've met a lot of amazing people there. So I do a lot of stuff with them. And then the Scott Blue Studios, also in the Bronx, shout out to them. They have Blue Calf Magazine that I do work for, and I have a lot of artists who have their art in there. Yeah. So those places, I'd hang out a lot before the
And is that the main way that you're able to get your art out there, by going to these events and just putting yourself out there?
I've done like selling my art in Union Square a lot. I've done that with friends. Yeah. I love doing that.
Really?
Yeah.
I would always figure that would be daunting. I don't know.
I mean, I think it can be a little bit for sure.
It's just a good day. It's just a good day.
To me, it's fun.
Yeah.
Some days I feel like I was doing it during the pandemic a few days, and I don't know, I feel like the city just got weird. Yeah.
I honestly have not ventured. I haven't.
This in 14th Street anymore. It's a weird place right now. Yeah, but definitely. It is a lot of fun normally.
You sometimes add literature connections in your art. Why?
I mean, I love literature. I love reading and books. I was an English major as well. Were you?
Yes, journalism.
Right, all that.
Oh my goodness, yes. Cool. So, do you have any pieces where you're you take actual pieces of paper that you've written on?
Ooh. I brought my little sketchbook, and by little, I mean huge sketchbook. This has been my latest project. Although I've done it for a little while. So this kind of shows you a little bit of the collage and the writing that I'm talking about. Let's open up a page. Yeah. If you don't mind. I'll push this I just want to show a little because I'm super excited. This kind of shows everybody what some of my inspirations are and upcoming work. I actually just posted this one on Instagram yesterday. Everyone's just been
You guys can find her Instagram on the bar below, floating.
Pay attention to my name, though. I think the tag might have been my I and the E always gets.
On the tag,
my name is perfect. You. So that's pretty much me on Instagram.
Sophia underscore
underneath, right? Yeah, I think something like that. Yeah, so this has been a lot of collage. I had text here that I like to paint words. Yeah. Kind of something I'm thinking of, or different themes, or I don't know, lately I've just been getting a lot more free with I'm going to put writing here, a little prayer or something.
I love it.
Yeah, so I do a lot of that. I've just been doing,
And where are you getting most of these materials?
I take a lot of my own photos, and I use, in here, we've got a lot of magazine. Yeah. From Art Forum. I had a lot of Art Forum magazines several years ago, and then I'd already looked through all of them. So
I'll just take some of this. Thank you.
I have some bay leaves here, so I use herbs in my art because I have Eddie, who's a photographer. He took this photo of upstate where my parents live, their field, and I thought it looked like a painting. Yeah, and I like to take things that are paintings. And
I love this one. I was looking at this one earlier.
Yeah, I got Yeah. So I've been doing a lot of this lately, and I want to make
fire.
them bigger and incorporate this type of work into my paintings.
Yeah.
So I'm just not limiting myself based on
which is
text,
beautiful. Yeah.
material, and I think just using a lot of different materials at this time has been very helpful.
So let me ask, because I think every artist or every creative or somebody who's doing something that's a little bit, I guess, unorthodox has had those moments, right? That's fire. Oh, let me see. Hey, Mama.
I'm starting
Oh
to
my
put like family
goodness.
photos in
I
here.
love it.
Yeah. Shout out to Mama.
Shout out to your mama.
But yeah, little sneak peek.
I love it. Do you guys love it? Because I love it. I'm enjoying this episode so much. This is the second episode of the new year, you guys. And like I said earlier, we're going to be starting a new show soon.
Thank you, everyone, for your questions and your
Best
lovely
wishes in your
compliments.
career. Yes. So where do you see yourself going soon?
I see myself.
I want to
just
say soon just
making
because
more
everything
work.
is crazy. But
Yeah. The only thing I know is constant is that I am going to make work, but I'm not going to, like, I do not make work every single day or all the time.
Yeah.
There are times where I'm just doing stuff for me, and it doesn't seem like it's related, but
Yeah.
then it comes up. So I just know I feel really inspired in this moment. This sketchbook is I have so many pages to fill. I see this happening. I do want to offer prints on this work. I have
And
a
it's
website.
so dude, like, this is something that could
Thank
really
you.
be, like, laminated, put inside of a museum.
I would love to have this with like a solo show. I had a solo show at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I did have a lovely opening night with friends, and it was great. And then the next day, city shut down. But I was glad I had it. I
Wow.
was like,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
I feel like there's a lot of those stories. But
Wait, I think
when
we
have a
had
solo
another
show,
question
I'm gonna bring
before.
this. Yeah, I'm
Let
gonna
me
have
see.
another one. Thank you. What was the hardest thing to keep going with art or a career or ideas? Yeah,
That's a good one.
that's a very good question. Okay.
Just in general, not even just with the pandemic, right?
Ooh,
Because it's
not
like being
even.
an artist is just so much pressure in general.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was definitely difficult. Okay. Bringing it back to when I went to college, that was difficult because, now I'm a lot more I'm a lot more free with like how I, do things. But when I was doing this in school, and I'm doing art and I'm working and I'm doing my other major and all of that, it's hard to be an artist because you're really pressuring a creative process.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's like a
you're
due
making
date
a
and-
little act. Right. That
Yeah.
was so difficult. And if you're going through something difficult, you just have to make art anyway. And you have to do this critique and you have to have this show and you have to. So that was hard.
Yeah.
But, I made a lot of great work out of that as well. So that was difficult, and it's also hard because it is more of a freelance. And I'm doing art full time now, which is
Ooh.
exciting for me and I'm happy about. But it's a scary time to be doing that. So there's that. Another hard thing could be knowing that you are doing the work and putting in things to get those opportunities, and a lot of just not psyching yourself out and being consistent, but not being hard on yourself. That can be very easy to do as an
Absolutely.
artist.
Well, shout outs to you. First of all, a lot of people last year were saying, I'm quitting my job in 2021. I'm doing this full time. So shout outs to you for being one of the people who actually did it.
Thank
so
you.
I'm really wondering, what was it like? What was it the day or the night that you decided, right then and there? I want to know what that was.
It
Walk
was
me
not
through.
cute. It was not cute.
Walk me through the anxiety attack before and after, because I don't, I need to know, because I'm
it was a lot because I was preparing to do it for quite some time, but I'm getting myself up. I'm getting myself in a situation, And then I didn't expect to have to, quit in the middle of it.
right.
But because that was not the plan, but the plan was to go full time.
Yeah.
So it definitely delayed it a bit. But it kind of did help me see that I needed to be responsible for my own time, for how I make art, and do these things full time. I needed to finally dedicate myself to that. So it felt great for me, but it was stressful.
Definitely,
It
of
wasn't
course.
cute.
Yeah.
Like, work was getting to be a lot, and it started to be a lot to manage a lot of, my
At once,
artwork was picking up. I was doing a lot with that.
Right.
That, like, even in the pandemic, like, you're still, like, making pieces. I had commissions that I wanted to do and, like, write, and I just wanted to do that full time. But, with, like, my coworkers and everything, I think, I feel like many of them were happy for me, which was great, but it still brought a lot of anxiety for sure. And just securing your foundation outside of just a job is critical.
Yeah. And then just the outside influences. It's like, we're in America. You're supposed to have job security and, your family and your friends are all going to ask and just be, it's really hard to say like, unless everybody is on the same boat.
Yeah.
Right?
And I feel like this is the most public I've talked about it. I don't even tell most people my job situation. I'm like, I've always just talked about my art a lot. And, I diversify a lot of different ways, and different things that I'm interested in enough to feel secure in a lot of other things that I'm doing.
I love it. I mean, I'm so inspired by that, like high key, because that's scary for me. There's been so many, because
but you do a lot too. You have to and I think you have to do that. A lot of pep talk of like, I do a lot. I have a lot of talents. I work
as a
many
creative, we just
places,
naturally feel like we're not doing enough.
Right, but we're actually doing
much more than we even should be.
Literally, you're doing you have to rely on yourself, and you have to do all of this. That like you will find opportunities.
Yeah,
you will, because you're used to putting in a lot of work. And if you dedicate all of that to, like, really putting it towards yourself and your own work and craft, you can actually end up... I started exploring all of this other stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, figuring out other ways of just,
cool new things that you can do,
Yeah, or, like, setting up shops or putting more into, like, selling my work or diversifying certain things or painting on plant pots and things like that.
Ooh, how to use fabric in your art.
Oh, yeah.
How can people buy your art or clothing pieces?
That's true. I do paint.
Ooh, I'm buying a piece myself.
She is.
Yes,
Thank
I'm
you
excited.
So much. You are so
Wait,
sweet.
Question. Can you frame canvases?
Yeah, you can put them in a frame.
Like a 3D.
Shadow box frames, where you stick.
Because that one I feel like I would definitely frame that.
Yeah, that would be perfect because it's like a smaller size. Yeah. So, you could frame them.
Yeah, I definitely want to. So, yeah.
For that, I do paint. I started painting on, I paint denim jackets, because everyone loves a good painted denim jacket.
Yes, I got this one at the thrift, you guys. I got this for like $5 at the thrift store. I seen it, and because it was hand painted, and I know that somebody put work into it, I was like, I want that. I don't even care.
Exactly, I love it.
It's cute. Ooh. Oh, so I have some stuff for you then, that you can paint on. Perfect.
All right, I have things later. Let me give you a shirt.
I'm gonna drop a garbage bag full of shit on her door. Like,
and I'm gonna let me
here's
go to work.
all of my jean jackets.
My mom has been collecting all of these denim jackets and jean jackets and jean shirts.
Dude, Depop.
So that I can paint on all of them.
Depop. Just open up a boutique.
Literally. Exactly. Like, I have so much...
Like, you can't get these designs anywhere else, literally.
So be on the lookout for that. I do sell online.
Yeah.
I have a website, artist website. It's sophiaeddy.com. And then with a /shop, you can go and buy my prints, buy originals, and as I make more jackets. Ooh. A lot of people like those custom.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
Which...
Well, you can always
buy whatever I do.
Yeah,
but I'll make something for you.
That's dope, though. And I mean, so being somebody who is very into art and everything like that and writing, for us, I mean, and I could definitely relate to this, turning it onto the business end was the daunting, right, exactly. The daunting end of it, like staying up late and learning all of the technology and the
building
PayPals and like, I'm still building my website.
Yeah.
Okay?
No,
and I've been telling people this website's coming for years.
Oh, really? Okay. So you're still...
because I'm like, it looks like a MySpace page.
Listen, maybe that will be your first website, and that's okay.
Yeah,
you have one.
I gotta go
I've
down
noticed
with
that too with, like, especially, like, a lot of people ask me for business cards.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, I didn't create the perfect logo, thus I do not have a business card. And I'm like, why am I doing that?
Yeah.
So I actually made a lovely set of business cards with just my art on there.
Yeah.
And
Gotta do it. Hey, she got it down pat. She knows what it is.
Yes, that is where
I made business cards,
hard.
and then I finally made business cards, and people were like, nobody even takes business cards anymore. And I'm like, really? And so now there's this whole thing where you like tap the phone, and now you tap. So there's this thing you put on the back of your phone. You go up to someone, they tap it on their phone, and it pops up.
Now they know everything about
It's
me.
like a link tree. And all of your Instagram, your websites,
need this
blah, blah,
as
blah,
an
blah.
attachment?
I haven't gotten it yet, but
That's a lot.
and there's also other ways to do it. There's a blue card, so there's this blue. I'm like,
She's
we're
like
not being
selling this
sponsored
product.
by any of these people, but there's this company that does this thing with a card. And you take the card, you just tap it onto someone's phone, and that's...
Wow. Okay. Well, thanks for putting.
Now we have to do that. Now we have
I'm gonna have to create. I do have a link tree. So
I have a link tree. We got something. We're going somewhere. But it's hard, right? It's like every week, it's a new way to connect with people. It's a new streaming platform. It's really hard, you know, especially for someone like me who wants to bring in artists and give you guys a place to feel comfortable to express yourselves. It's hard to find places where people want to connect, because you have to remember, we're on Facebook Live for an hour, right? People don't. We're watching. This is the TikTok generation. TikToks are only 20 seconds long, you know, and nobody's, you know, attention span. So it's like we're forcing ourselves to entertain people. Instead of just putting in our love and effort into something,
that's a whole
and just
separate part.
and just having that be it, you know. So I really do commend you for still making art as much as you do. She has so many pieces, you guys. Like, it's a lot to be consistent. It means a lot. Your parents did a good job raising you with this God gift talent. Ooh, shout outs to the parents.
Shout out to the parents.
They were making you. They were like a little seasoning of art in there. A little. Okay. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Right.
I see myself. Where do I see myself?
Yourself. Not even like as an artist, but just as a human in general. Where do you see yourself?
I see myself outside a lot more. I see myself, I think, making art, but finding a way to incorporate that into healing.
I love
you know, being more open about using that to heal yourself and other things you can incorporate with that. I see myself. I also love to gardening a lot more. We have beautiful plants at home that we love so much.
Yes. I just started with the whole plants.
You're doing a great job.
Thank
because
you.
Your plants are
I'm
flourishing.
a new plant mom, you guys.
Yeah, I walked in the house, I saw your plants, and I was like, yes, someone bought plants, or there's someone new here with plants. And then I saw it, and I was like, amazing. And you had like a candle, and I was like, this is great. Anyway, yeah.
I really do love that. And it's simple.
Plants and art.
Simple. And that's good. Because
that's all you need in a home.
That's you. When I look at Sophia, you guys, I'm thinking, first of all, before we go any further, what's your sign?
Tropical or...
I don't know.
I just
your New York one.
Another zodiac, and I've been really into it. But anyway, I'm a Scorpio sun. You are a Libra, no?
No.
I'm so sorry. You're a Capricorn because your birthday just,
But I love Libras. Shout outs to my grandma.
Listen, I'm a Libra and sidereal.
She's
like, whatever.
Don't know what that is, but
look
cool.
Look into it, everyone.
No, I need to get more in tune.
Zodiac.
I need to get more in tune, for real.
Shout out to the people.
So you're Scorpio. Okay, great. I have a lot of great Scorpios in my life.
Listen,
Eddie, what's your sign?
Aries.
Okay, good.
Giving big Aries
Kenny, what's your
energy
sign?
with the orange.
Aquaman.
Aquarius.
Okay. What?
Love it.
He said Aquaman.
Listen.
Okay, so there's no Pisces here? Cool. Oh, thank God. I hate Pisces.
Yo, you're offending all the Pisces online.
Sorry, you guys.
No.
You guys are probably cool. I'm just saying this based off the Pisces that I've interacted with. I don't know what it is about them. And I have some Pisces in my life.
I think one of
Eddie's
Eddie's friends is a Pisces.
There's some that I can tolerate only because I know them really well. I'm a Capricorn. I also love my plants. Shout out to you, Roman. Yes. Capricorns. Yes, we are the father of the zodiac, by the way. Yeah.
She's like, I'm the daddy of the zodiac.
All you my really sons. No, I'm done. Wow. But yeah, I'm really not like super deep into it, but I will say that things make sense. I know two zodiac. Things make sense. Like I just know people. Like you're giving me very high Scorpio vibes. Yeah, like, I feel it. You're very like zened out. Good. Virgo. Shout outs to Virgo. Listen.
Hello,
Pisces,
Virgo.
I love you guys. It's just that I'm super emotional and I like everything organized, and you guys are kind of just like.
Listen, that's my sister. She a Capricorn.
Capricorn. We like everything. Everything has a place. Everything has a time.
Really? And I love to call my sister out on live.
Like, if we're going this way, and we were supposed to be going this way at 7 o'clock. Why is it 7:03 and we're going that way? No, we can't do that.
That's not the Capricorn I know in my life. How come she's like, oh, it's 7? I don't care.
Well, that's because it depends on what it is. That's true. It depends on what it is. If we're passionate about it, we're like, But if we're not, we're like, oh, you know, we'll get there when we get there. Right. I'm like that too. So shout outs to the Capricorns. We know what we want, and when we don't want it, we're like, we'll take our time.
Felicia, I was shouting you out in love.
But shout outs to everybody, all the signs. We love you guys, no matter what time you were born or when you were born.
Exactly.
Just be a good person. Be a good person. Support local artists.
Yes.
Okay? And that's as simple as liking a picture, commenting, and you guys, I really want to
sharing.
Get into this. Comment on people's stuff. Like
she's gonna take a
moment. It's as simple as an emoji. We just need that reassurance, you know, because as much as we shouldn't be seeking for all of this, to get it really does mean a lot. Like for me, for example, being really a DJ, it's nerve-wracking. I did a baby shower during the pandemic. It was my first event back as a DJ during the pandemic, and I was flipping. I'm like, oh my god, like
a baby shower.
You know, it was a Spanish family, so she was like heavy on the Spanish music. I'm like, that's fine. Like I've done weddings, festivals. Like I don't know what it was, but I had a breakdown. Like I just like for a moment I was like, yo, I'm about to pack up and go the fuck home. Like I cannot do this right now. It was crazy. I could not.
Were people hyping you up?
And at the end, she had a great time. She was so happy, and it was weird though. I will say everybody was, you know what it is? I really go based off of reaction.
Yeah.
So if I don't see people dancing, if I don't hear people saying like, "Oh, that's my song," like then I feel like I'm doing a bad job.
That's true.
But then I had to remember that everybody has to stay 6 feet apart.
People can't party like
we're in this big ass place, and there's only 40. She could only invite 40 people.
Yeah.
But the space was huge, so everybody was sitting at like one table, and so I'm like, all right, is it me or is it the pandemic? I don't know.
Like,
am I
it's
trash?
The pandemic.
Yeah, so I was like, it's a pandemic. I don't care. But at the end of the night, she reassured me that it was definitely the pandemic.
Good.
You know, and so those things, I definitely want to push everyone. If you know someone who is out there making art, if you know someone who is busting their ass to put something out there that they're creating out of nothing, make sure you support them. Like a picture, buy some art. Tell somebody else to buy some art, you know what I'm saying? Invite them to a show, things like that.
Yeah.
Invite them out to go see some art. There's been a lot of times where I just say like, hey, let's go out and go to a museum or something, you know, and let's just have fun.
Let's make some art. I love
those
inviting
days
people
are the best.
over. I miss the days of inviting people over and paint and
sip.
Ooh,
you know.
We want to do those
home
online
and paint our
stuff.
Pots. We have to do that. I think
I love doing that. I want to make my own pots. I want to do pottery. That's coming now.
Be like, maybe we'll have an episode.
I would love to do pottery while I chat. I love to create while I talk.
Listen, we can set something up here. get something going. But yeah, so this was a great episode, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had such a great time talking to you.
Amazing time. Thank you. You're a lovely
She's a
host.
beam of light.
You are a beam of light. We love it. I love the way your purple hair looks
Thank
by
you.
this yellow orange. Bam.
You guys, we literally just met, I guess, 3 weeks ago now. Maybe 4, maybe not even, no, maybe 3, because I haven't paid my rent yet, so, yeah, you know?
Wait,
it's not the first yet. We got a week.
You haven't paid January?
January I paid, but I'm saying, like, the next month.
Okay.
Like, it's not
I'm not worried about
Right, we're not even thinking about that shit
1
yet.
month at a time.
Right. We got, like, a whole,
I feel you.
we got more than 10 days.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Listen.
Okay. We are not at
I just
this
moved out.
January
Like
17th.
when did you move out?
I moved in.
I'm saying moved out of your parents' house.
Oh, when I was 18.
See, I just moved out,
Yeah.
and I'm, like, learning everything for the first time. I actually just moved. I moved twice in the last, like, 6 months.
Moving is difficult. It really just shifts up everything. You don't feel like you can settle in until you've settled in.
Yeah, and I have so much stuff. I just can't even fathom it. But
I feel you. Well,
yeah. But I think that meeting you definitely made me feel comfortable. You know, I'm like, oh, an artist? I need you to be on my show.
I was so excited. And then you were like, let me be on your show. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, I'm like that.
Blessed,
I'm very
so.
like,
Shout out to everything and everyone that brought us together.
Absolutely. Like, when I tell you guys, like, girls on Facebook will post that they're pregnant, and I'm like, so, what's up with that DJ on the baby shower? Like, what's up with that? Like, because I know it's early, but let's get that booking in now.
Smart. That's
you know,
smart. Good for
we're
you.
gonna have
Way
to
to
do it.
advocate for yourself. That's important. I get inspired by people who advocate for themselves.
Yeah, I gotta put on for everybody.
You gotta do that.
You know, because I don't want to be successful and not recognize anybody in the room. So that's just it. Good to see you both vibing and sharing stories. Hey, listen, we have to stay positive. This is what this show is all about. Yes. Shout out to Sophia for helping me move during the pandemic too.
My siblings are so sweet. Yes, I did.
My sibling doesn't even watch the show. So.
Well, you know what?
He's too busy being a teenage boy with hormones and whatnot. But I did have my little brother on the show a few episodes ago. If you guys want to check it out, yes, he's so funny. He's so funny.
So far. It was great.
He's adorable. We gotta bring him back, Kenny.
That's sweet.
We gotta bring him back. We went ice skating earlier today, but
you did go.
It was fun. It was fun. The ice skating rinks are open, you guys, on Staten Island. If anybody is interested, Victory Boulevard. Humber like her mom.
That's true.
But yes, I'm so excited for you guys. Thank you for interacting with us. You guys were a great crowd.
I love the questions.
And if you guys like the show, we'll probably have Sophia come back soon.
Listen, I would love to.
Yes. And we're going to have a different show coming soon. So make sure you guys stay tuned. If you liked what you've seen, if this is your first time here, make sure you follow me. We have everybody's Instagrams, websites below. And we will have a brand new guest next week. She'll be tuning in from home. Her name is Allie Dream. She's a gamer. And we have a lot of great guests coming up for the rest of the month. So thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, everyone.
And we'll be back next Sunday.
Thank you.
You know what it is. Live at Hub, Girl and Rocks.
Shout out to the host.
Sophia Eddie. Shout outs to the guests. Shout outs to Hub 17. Shout outs to Eddie.
Shout out to Eddie. Love you.
And shout outs to everybody who survived 2020. And 2021, we're getting to the bag. And we'll see you next week. Peace out.
That was really fun.